Welcome to the lectures on problem solving and programming in C. This is lecture 21 and the title of the lecture is Histogram. In this lecture, we will see how to generate a histogram for a sequence of data. Let us say you have a marks of students of a class in one single subject. So you want to know how many students got F grade and how many students got D grade, how many students got A grade, how many students got B grade, and so on. And then these data you want to show it as a histogram, okay, for better as a graphical, not graphical, histogram. So let us see how to do that in C programming. Okay, so I will explain more details about the problem. So remember this is the grading scheme we have used to compute grade of a student. That problem we have solved using LCF ladder. Suppose one student marks are given, how to compute a grade. Okay, uh, this grade computation will be part of this problem because we get a sequence of marks of students of a class. Then from that we have to compute grades and then count how many students got A F grade, how many students got A, how many students got B, and so on. And then accordingly we have to display the data as a histogram. Okay, let us do this with an example. Let us understand this with an example. Let us say, for example, I have a number of students in a class is 10 number of students. Okay, and then let us say A grade is three student, B is 3 students, C is 2, D is 1, F is 1. F is 1. Let us say these are the distribution of the grades. So in the among 10 students, let us say 3 students got A, 3 students got B, 2 students got C, DA1 and F1. Okay. Then how can I show this as a bar chart? So what I can do is I can print like this: A, B, C, D, F. Okay. So since I can use a symbol, we do not have a graphical programming. We are just displaying a bar chart. This is a vertical bar chart, histogram or vertical bar chart. So with symbols only. But since A has 3 grades, 3 students, I will display 3 stars. B is also 3, C2, D1, F1. Yes. This is my vertical bar chart or histogram. So given a sequence of marks of students, how to compute their grades and then count their grades, how many students got A, how many students got B, how many students got C, and so on. And then once those computations are done, we can display the data as the statistics as a vertical bar chart. Okay. Let us see what is the first most important thing. So we need to suppose if the student marks are given, we need to compute grade of the student. Okay, if the grade is A, then we have to increment the number of students got A will by 1, like that. So that is why. So in this problem, we will also combine the procedure modular programming or procedural programming and C. So we'll write how to. First thing is we will write a procedure which takes one student marks and returns the grade of the student. Okay, let us do that first. So because I need this in my module. Okay, right, procedure in my program, I need, this is a very crucial procedure because this will be called grade computation we need for every student marks. So I can't write that. So if I have a procedure, I can call it as and when I read a student mark. Grade, grade, the marks. Marks is the input. Okay, input marks of a student. Output returns character grade of the student. character grade of the student. Okay. So begin. See, let us see the grading scheme. If the marks, we can assume that the marks are valid because user will read the whoever calling this procedure, he will read the marks, validate it. If the marks are valid, then only he will pass the he will call this function, right? So we can see this should be 0, 0 to 0 to. This should be 0, 0 to 39. Okay, 0 to 39. Right. Right. So what is the grade? 80 to A, greater than 80 is basically A. So we can assume that marks are valid. So the marks passed to this function will be 0 to 100 only, because otherwise the user will not call this function. If marks greater than or equal to 80, then what is the grade? If the marks are greater than or equal to 80, then grade A, right? Return A. Return A. We are not printing. Return the character grade A. Else if marks greater than or equal to 60, then return B. B. Else if marks greater than or equal to 50, then return C. Else if marks greater than or equal to 40, then return D. Else return F. Okay, this is the end if. This is the else if ladder we have written for this problem of computing grade. Okay. If marks are greater than or equal to, return A. Else if marks greater than or equal to 60, return B. Else if marks greater than or equal to 50, return C. Else if marks greater than or equal to 40, return D. Else return F. This is the logic we have used to compute a grade for a student. But we are not displaying the grade. We are returning the grade by a grade character of the grade to the caller, who is calling this function by passing a marks of a student. He will receive the grade of the student. Okay. Now let us write the program to generate algorithm to generate histogram. Okay, algorithm histogram. What is the input? So when you don't know how many students are there in the class, what we used to do? We used to use the sentinel control repetition. Okay, so the marks will be a sequence of marks, and -1 to stop the marks. Okay, the sequence of marks will be entered followed by -1 to indicate that marks are entered as are over. Output display a histogram for the marks distribution, for the grades distribution, grades frequencies. Okay, frequencies. Begin. Right, this is the problem. So what we need to do? So we need to see, basically we need to remember how many got A, how many got B, how many got C, how many got D, how many got F, right? So A counts will be there. A count equal to 0, B count equal to 0, C count equal to 0, D count equal to 0, A, B, C, D, F count equal to 0. Initially all A, B, C, A grade, these are the basically frequencies of A, these are the frequencies of B. There are frequencies of C. These are frequencies of D. These are frequencies of C. So let us, I think, I'll use a proper naming convention here. Frequency A, frequency B, like that you will use. A frequency is equal to 0. B frequency is equal to 0. C frequency is equal to 0. D frequency is equal to 0. F frequency is equal to 0. Right. Now what we need to do? We need to yeah, you need to read the marks one by one using a do while loop. Okay. Printf output. Enter marks. Marks R -1 to exit. Right. Input marks. Marks are red. If marks, so what if marks are less than 0, negative, or marks are more than 100? Invalid input, right? If marks less than -1 or marks greater than 100, then output invalid input. We will not stop the program. We will continue reading the marks again. Okay. If the control comes here, it means that marks are entered is either between -1 to 100. Okay, -1 to 100. -1 is also valid input, so we don't need to worry. If marks not equal to -1, then what does it mean? Marks are not -1. It is valid marks. Then we can compute the grade, or this we can call this procedure. This is grade. Okay. G equal to grade equal to grade of marks. Okay, these marks are computed. These marks are passed. So then these marks are passed to this grade function and returns a grade value, grade character. Okay, A, B, C, D, F. So how do you compute if G equal to A? Then what does it mean? Grade is A, right? So frequency of A should be updated. A frequency should be incremented. A frequency plus. Else if G equal to B, then B frequency plus. Right? Else if G equal to C, then C frequency should be incremented. Else if G equal to D, then D frequency should be incremented. Else F frequency should be incremented. So how long we will read this end if, and then one more end if here. Okay, how long you do this do while loop? As long as my marks are not equal to -1. While marks not equal to -1. Okay. Then, so by the time you come out of this while loop, what happens is you have read marks, and then you have computed A's frequency, B frequency, C frequency, D frequency, and the F frequency. Just need to print the this histogram. Okay, let me do that in the next page. How do first thing is what I need to do? I need to print like this, right? First A, right? Then B, C, D, F. So all this only A should be printed and followed by the A's frequency. B should be printed followed by B's frequency, right? So output, this is not part of the algorithm. This is outside. So let me do this. This is not part of the algorithm. Actual algorithm is here. Output A. Next. So see, suppose if A's frequency is 5, we need to display 5 stars. If the A's frequency is 4, we need to display 4 stars, right? So for I equal to 1 to A frequency, do output star. End for. Okay. Then we need to display new line. Output new line. Right? And then I can copy this portion. So I can copy here. So this should be treated as B. Then breeze frequency. This should be B. It should be B frequency, new line, like this. Then C. This should be for C. So C frequency. And then for D, D frequency. Then finally F. F frequency. Okay. And then followed by end. Okay. So you see here. So and then followed by this logic is to display the our frequency data, marks frequency data as a histogram. So the output comes like this: A followed by stars. Like this it will show it a histogram. Okay, it's bar chart or histogram, vertical bar chart or histogram. Let us try to convert this as a program. Histogram. Let's see. So first thing I will convert the hash include stdio.h. So int main empty program, default return 0. Then what is there? This A, B, C, A frequency, sequence should be, these are integers, so they should be declared. Int A frequency equal to 0, comma B frequency equal to 0, comma C frequency equal to 0, comma D frequency equal to 0, comma F frequency equal to 0. These are variables to which holds the frequency of different grades. Okay, you see here I have combined the different declarations in one single statement. So then we have a do while loop. Do while marks not equal to -1. So since we are using a marks in the while loop, the marks should also be declared here. Int marks equal to, let us take some default value, -1, right? Default value is -1. So output here, and then this output means printf. Enter student marks or -1 to exit, right? Then scanf marks. percent D marks. So here we assume that marks are integer. We can even assume that marks are float, decimal values, by declaring it as a float. Then there is this input validation. If marks less than -1 or marks greater than 100, then it is we need to display printf invalid marks. Invalid mark. Enter marks again. Marks again. Right? So what for to display? I'm just printing a new line character so that the messages comes in different line. Right? Then if statement. Then if we have marks, this if else ladder is there. If marks not equal to -1, what does it mean? Then it is a valid marks. Valid marks. Then we should have this grade. Grade is a character, right? So we should use a char g equal to get grade of marks. Right? Yes. Depending on this, then this we have this if else if ladder. If g equal to a. This is a character grade. How do you compare character grade? Is like this: a frequency plus plus. Else if g equal to b, then b frequency plus plus. Else if g equal to c, then cf plus c frequency plus plus. I'm just translating this to else if g equal to d, frequency plus plus. Else f frequency plus plus. So this is completed. Then we have this logic. We should semicolon here. Printf a column for int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to af, I plus plus. Then we need to print star. Then followed by new line. \n. See, I cannot keep this new line inside for loop because otherwise many new lines will be printed. I just want one new line after the bar chart related information of the stars for the grade A is printed, right? Then what I can do is I can just copy these lines. I'll just copy these lines. Just because I need many statements, just displaying those data. So, okay, this is A, this should be B, and this should be B frequency, and this should be C. This should be C frequency. This should be D. This should be D frequency. This should be F. This should be F frequency. Done. So that's it. We don't need this. Right. Right. This is complete. We can compile using minus C option. So there are syntax error, grade declaration of function is not done. So what we need to do, we need to first specify the prototype of the function. Prototype is return character is character, return type is character, function name is grade, and then integer. Integer is the marks. Let us try to see compile now. It will compile. It is compiled. Okay. Now but we need to add this function grade compilation. Okay. Char grade int marks. Int marks. Let us see the algorithm procedure. This procedure. There is a else if ladder block is there, right? So if marks greater than or equal to 80, then return A. Else if marks greater than or equal to 60. 60, right? Marks greater than or equal to 60. Return grade B. Else if marks greater than or equal to 50. Return B. Else if marks greater than or equal to 40. Return D. Else return F. Okay. This is the function. Now everything is complete. Let us compile without minus C option. It's compiled. Let us run it. Enter student marks 90. So the program has stopped. So why is the program stopped? Let us see. Is there an issue in somewhere? Oh, there should be ampersand symbol here, right? Ampersand symbol. That is the issue. Ampersand symbol. That is why, since we have assigned marks as -1 and we are not put ampersand symbol, the marks are not read to this data holder. Let us compile. 90, 86, 80, 82, 23, 34, 56, 67, 78, 89, 13, 34, 40, 56, 67, 78, and -1. Okay, you see here how many students got A? The number of students got A is 5, B is 4, E equal to 2, C equal to 1, F equal to 4. Like this is a histogram like this. Okay. So the same thing can be the same histogram can be displayed as a vertical bar also. We can like this: A, B, E, D, F. like this vertically. Earlier, whatever the histogram has displayed is horizontal. This is vertical horizontal. So this is an exercise. You can give a try. Okay. So let me show the program again. This is the main function where we are reading the marks and computing the grade frequency. And then we are computing the frequencies of different grades. Then we are actually displaying this bar chart. This bar chart is for displaying and this is the function which takes a grade as marks as an argument and returns the grade character value of the grade as a return value. Okay. Then that function that we are using here, right? So like this, we can use modular programming in solving variety of computational problems. Okay. I will stop here. Thank you.